to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. All right, so let's, as I normally do here, let's just go through a little bit of this, right? Brother, you don't understand what you're speaking. Your double madness is overwhelming. Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they are unstable in everything that they do, right? You're proud, self-absorbed, stuck in your vanity. However, you fail to acknowledge how you generalize stereotypical comments are harmful, placing unnecessary burdens onto the backs of our Israelite community. Thus, your hands bloody, bro, and your rhetoric is dangerous, hateful, truly spewing white people's narratives and hatred about us, holding Israelites, your people, in low regards and doubling down. Wow, your gospel condemns an entire nation, then continues more anxiety and fears directly directed towards all men, women, and children of Israel. This ain't the season, bro, and feeds the enemy's false news about Israelites, very ruthless propaganda and holly weird crap that fulfills the racist mindsets of white supremacists who already seeks excuses to randomly hunt and kill innocents, brothers and sisters. Sick. Nonetheless, I do agree one thing, bro. You need help, but not by our oppressor, therapist, but rather righteous men of Israel and by the grace of God. It's only through God's world and thus and truths can our people like you be saved. No doubt our people's needs help, but spitting harmful rhetoric without righteous solutions does our nation a disservice. Nothing wrong with seeking repentance for our people, but to condemn all for individuals wayward behaviors is catastrophic. There's responsible ways of crying for help. Bro, first assess your own self, which seems beaten and ramshackled. Then assess your own shame in your own mirror. And then take notice how you've received lots of bad therapy. Brother, but please do seek God's help as your best alternative. There's no doubt you're lost and broken, but many are, even wicked. However, your generalized deception of our people brings more misery and hatefulness instead. That's twisted and spews hate of our brothers. Thus, whoever hates his brother is a murderer, and you know that no murderer has eternal life abiding by him. This is why I sit up there and say the things that I state when I talk about people who are religious. This is the main reason why in a lot of communities you have people in a sense going from religion, because it's always the utmost religious who are like, yo, I'm right about everything. I can see every error that is within you, and I know exactly and specifically in a perfect way how to basically fix it, and I'm going to tell you exactly specifically how to fix it and become a better person. And I'm like, all right, cool, that's great. um you know, the main thing I've also noticed is that the main individuals who always want to critique you and say that they know more about you than you do and how it is that you need help and you need to do this, they're the main ones that need the utmost fixing and have not really done anything in order to actually seek betterment of themselves before, in a sense, actually talking. Like I said, I don't use religion as a staple point to basically prove what it is that I'm stating. I use the lens of the world. I use the other examples that we have directly out here. I use the experiences that I've actually gone through, or the experiences of brothers that have gone through these things. And the other most interesting thing is too, right? The same mouth right? Because I'm a murderer, right? Because I'm putting all this blame on the black community. My hands are bloodied, as he says, full of sin, all this greatness, right? Right. So I'm basically the most evil of the evil, which is fine. I'll stay right there in that spot, so that you can have, the spot of God, and I will be in the spot of evil. Like I said, I'll stay exactly where I am. If people want to consider me the greatest evil, or my hands bloodied, I'm murdering black, fine, whatever. we can keep it exactly how it is, right? So then people can see how great you are, and then people, in comparison, in order to measure that greatness, they can just look at what it is that I'm doing and saying, right? Because in order to, in a sense, be a hero, there always has to be a villain. That's the main thing that I tell people before. You're not going to ever have a hero without a villain. It just doesn't exist. If you don't have villains, if you don't have somebody else to compare yourself to, then how are you calling yourself a hero? How are you calling yourself a king if you don't have anything else to compare it to? In order to be a king, you got to have people that are lower than you. You can't call yourself a king and everybody else around the world, 7 billion people, everybody else is a king. The title is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything, right? So, like I said before, I'm fine with whatever people want to consider me. It is what it is. I'm like I said, I'm through fighting titles, branding, and all that other type of stuff people want to do. It is what it is. Whatever title you want to list yourself is completely fine and dandy. That is completely cool. But as I stated before, if people feel that they know way more than me, they're doing better, and they have a much more understanding, then very easily, instead of talking to me, you should be out here saving the souls and the lives of a great untold amount of people. You should be out here traveling the world. You shouldn't be talking to a random black YouTuber that is directly giving his opinion on a variety of stories. And like I said, the most interesting thing is I only get comments like this, when I'm talking about black people. When I have the same type of tone and mouth and opinion when it comes to other cultures out here, I never see these comments. I never see these comments. Like I said before, this is what happens when you want to sit up there and you're for the betterment of black people, and you want to sit up there and see black people correct themselves, and you want to see them go somewhere. You want to see them realize certain things. And you want to see them fix certain things. This is when you have people like this rolling up to the scene trying to tell you how wrong it is on what it is that you're speaking on and how it is that you're speaking. It's craziness. It's craziness. But like I said before, instead of coming here wasting your time critiquing me, because I'm just going to be honest, and I keep telling people this, the only reason that this is even a conversation, the only reason that this is even getting highlighted is due to the fact that I specifically take out the time to do so. Because I seen brothers like this leave comments like this on other people's platforms and they get ignored. So like I said before, people better be appreciative of the time that they do sit up there and get. Like I said, I don't have to highlight none of this. I don't even have to make this into a video or whatever it is. I can ignore this just like everything else in life. Everybody picks and chooses what it is that they want to look at, what it is that they don't want to look at. So like I said, just like he picked and chose to come directly to this platform and he wanted to sit up there and leave this comment, speaking about religion, trying to tell me how wrong I'm at, trying to tell me how detrimental all of my talking points are, and how I don't give solutions. And I'm like, all right, man. Like I said, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all completely got it. Like I said before, the moment in time that I told people to, pull up to the scene and list those examples, like I said, it's funny to me. This is what I'm saying. It's funny to me that when people ask of me to list solutions, I'm looking and I'm like, I'm a grown man. I've listed solutions in my own life, which I've taken. So if I can do that from my own life and then, put that directly out there and tell people how it is that I'm working on correcting a lot of things and I'm walking this way and all this other type of stuff, I'm like, why would another grown man be waiting on another grown man to tell him how it is that he should be directing his life? That doesn't make any sense. Because as most people have stated before, I'm not a leader. I don't speak for black people. So it's like, why would I, in a sense, list solutions? Like I said, and people talk about, he want to list about me doing double talk, but you don't sit up there and roll through the comments and see the double talk that's going there. In one moment, I'm supposedly the leader of the black community. I'm a voice. I'm one of the ones out here speaking. And in the next moment, when black people disagree with what it is that I'm saying, oh, you're not a leader. You don't speak for us. You don't speak for all black men. You don't speak for the black community. You don't do this. You don't do that. Like I said, which one is it? Like I said, black people, and I'm going to generalize this again, black people just do not know specifically what it is that they actually want. They don't. And this is, like I said, further again proving my point. If people who are asking me and telling me that I'm not listening or that I don't have solutions, if you're sitting here complaining about me, you don't have the same things either. Because if you had it, you wouldn't be focused on me and what it is that I'm talking about and doing. You would have just been doing. And this is the same. It's a very simple thing. It's a very simple thing. The people that can do. The people that can't are here. Case in point, your comment. You said I don't have any solutions. I've never listed any solutions. Just like a lot of other people on this platform have said the exact same thing. It's crazy. I've done a multitude of things to sit up there and fix certain things in my life. Like I said, I'm not going to broadcast and say completely every single thing, because I feel like everybody should come to a point where they should be able to, as you say, look in the mirror and fix yourself. I've been sitting up there doing it. And the funniest thing is, unlike you, on my platform, both platforms, I've been open and honest about errors from both past, present, and future, and how it is to basically intercept those errors and fix those, and to make sure that it doesn't become a persistent thing, that you don't become a repeat offender in those exact same ways and different things. And like I said before, this is why I enjoy the fact of having so much content out there and knowing the fact that people ain't watching all the content, because it just makes, doing videos like this so much easier. And I can just sit back and laugh, because I know the things that I've talked about, both on, YouTube, both on live streams, right? I know the things I've talked about with friends in Xbox Live parties for over like 10 years. So it's like, this is why I love seeing comments like this, because I get to see how much people really think that they know versus how much they really think that they know. And 9 times out of 10, it really ain't a lot at all. Like I said, people don't realize when you sit up there and listen to a YouTuber, you're only looking into that perspective of the person as that YouTuber, which is dope. You're not looking at the person as a whole, because you can't. Because you don't actually know the person as a whole. You don't know the person outside of YouTube. You don't know how it is that they move. You don't know how it is that they talk. Like I said, you don't know none of that. Don't know none of that, and I love it. It's great. Like I said before, it's the dopest thing possible. But like I said before, if people actually got solutions, they'll be out here making solutions. Case in point, Moses West. That's a brother that sat up there and made the water machine, basically making water out of thin air. Instead of him worrying about what other countries or what other ethnicities are sitting up here doing, he is coming up with a solution to a problem. That's a man right there. That's how you do that. He has a viable, tangible solution. Everything that this man listed is not a tangible thing that people can see and touch, because everybody at this moment in time is looking for something that can fix things that they can actively see, because that's the focus in this realm at the moment in time, things that you can actively see. But like I said before, I'm not, one of the main people out here that tote the Bible. I'm not one of the main people that are, that's like the left hand of God or whatever it is. I'm not one of these people out here that's the utmost righteous and knows the way, and I'm just an ordinary person. Like he said, I'm just a murderer. I'm a black man out here. I got so much blood on my hands. But if that is the case, why would you come trying to speak to a murderer? Why wouldn't you sit up there and speak to people that are of the same mind and that are walking the same path as you? Because if I'm a murderer, you already know you're not going to change the ways of a murderer, right? Right?
Jedi. Oh no.